Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research, and this is your morning market alert for Wednesday, November 2nd. Jen Amos is off today. The global stock market seemed to be stabilizing after 2 days of heavy losses, sparked by renewed concerns about the European sovereign debt crisis. But today, the focus is shifting to Washington, where the Federal Reserve is wrapping up its 2-day policy meeting. The central bank will announce its decision on interest rates at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by an updated economic forecast at 2 p.m. But any real news is likely to come from Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke's press conference at 2:15. Investors and economists will be listening closely for any clues to the Fed's stance on another round of quantitative easing. Bernanke may also be more explicit about what level of unemployment and inflation would trigger a move off the Fed's zero interest rate policy. Ahead of the Fed announcement and Friday's big government employment report, we are getting some data on the labor market. Payroll processing firm ADP reported that private employers added 110,000 jobs in October, more than expected. Economists predict that Friday's report, which includes both private and public workers, will show an increase of about 90,000 non-farm payrolls versus 103,000 in September. Separately, outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas said the number of planned job cuts announced by U.S. employers fell 63% last month, to their lowest level since June. Turning to corporate news, it's a big day on the earnings calendar, headlined by Kraft Foods. Investors are still waiting on those numbers, and I'll fill you in on the details after the opening bell. In the meantime, we're seeing solid gains in shares of Comcast after the cable TV giant reported a nearly 5% increase in third-quarter profit on 51% higher revenue. The energy sector is also well represented on the earnings calendar, with Transocean, Devon Energy, Murphy Oil, and El Paso all out with results. We'll also hear from Time Warner, Prudential Financial, MasterCard, Clorox, Avis Budget Group, and Qualcomm later in the day. And finally, one company reporting after yesterday's closing bell was JDSU. The networking company swung to a loss of $5.8 million in the latest quarter. But on an adjusted basis, earnings were better than expected, and shares of JDSU are jumping more than 7% in the pre-market. That's the latest from Weiss Research. I'll be back after the opening bell with all the market-moving action.